Oh my god, guys, take a look at this building. It has to be one of the most secured buildings I've ever seen in Minecraft. This is absolutely insane. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Damien and welcome back to another Minecraft map showcase. Today, we're taking a look at the safest Minecraft redstone house with over 40 redstone mechanisms. This house is made by one of the best Minecraft redstone creators that I know. Definitely go check him out on the forums page or on his channel. Leave some comments and tell him that I sent you so he's way more motivated to create these epic builds. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so when you spawn down over here, you're next to this tree which is suspiciously in the middle of a desert, but don't worry about that. In this chest right behind the tree we have ourselves our key. Just grab that and take that and place it at the bottom of our tree trunk, and it should open up a bridge on the side over here. And actually I think it was already open, but basically as you can see it's now closing. Alright, so once that bridge is open, you can go ahead and just walk across and then go towards our gate. As you can see, our gate is also closed, and to open this up, you'll need to double back, go down this road right over here, down the stairs, and to our key combination area. So our combination is 6248. You would simply count the blocks. This is 1 up here, and this is 9 all the way down here, and this is 6, 2, 4, and 8, and then you can delete the sign so no one else knows it, and then you can go back up over here and you can see that the gate is now being opened. Check that out guys, it's definitely pretty awesome, and another level of security besides our gigantic pit over here. Oh my god. And as you can see, the house itself does look really pretty, and that's just one thing I do want to mention, because not only is this jam-packed with redstone, but it also looks really awesome. And you can see that the fence around our house has like barbed wire on top of it, I guess in theory. As well as I do want to mention that if you're playing this on a server or on adventure mode, it would work best, because of course you can just break any block over here on survival mode. But I guess it's just for role playing or whatnot. But anyways guys, here we are in our compound. Let's go ahead and take a look at our entire house in our 360 view. As you can see, we have different places across the sides of our compound, which we'll get to in just a second. But yeah, everything looks cool and pretty nice. Alright, so we have a fountain over here at the front of our house, nothing too special, so let's go ahead and now enter. Alright, so inside the house we have immediately some more redstone, and this is going to allow us to activate our lights on the outside, so we can go ahead and hit this button right over here, which is the glowstone. And now you can see that the lights over here will begin to light up, and it's basically all around our property. So right over here, there we go, and we could use that to of course turn on the lights manually, and I'll show you guys how to turn it on automatically in just a second. Alright, so the next thing we have is iron bars, which are blocking the door, and basically we hit this button over here and it sends up iron bars to block the front door. Check it out guys, that's insanely cool. As well as even the back doors and the side doors are completely blocked. So check this out, even our sheep can't get away, or our chicken, they're like standing at the door. And yeah, this looks really cool from the outside as well. So let's go ahead and open that back up, so I can show you guys the next kind of creation. Alright, so the final bit of redstone inside this house is the activator for our bridge. So say for instance you activate the torch key all the way outside next to the tree, and you want to close the bridge, you could go ahead and just hit this button, and then it's going to close it. But for our purpose, it's going to close this door right over here, and also it's going to just keep that over there closed. Alright, so that's basically how that works. On the outside we have this bit of redstone that I mentioned that works with the lights, and basically what happens over here is that we have an automatic day and night sensor, and you could flick this on if you want it to work, but you could either set it manually if you like. But basically whenever it's daytime or nighttime, there's different settings for our compound, and at nighttime all these lights turn on. But not only that, in our pit over here of death we also have lava spawning down, which makes it into a lava pit, and that's definitely pretty awesome. And if you fall in here you will definitely die. So any zombies kind of walking close to your house is going to you know, basically bite the bullet over there. Even though it's not a bullet, they're gonna burn in lava basically. Okay, so moving back into the interior, we have a lot of awesome decorations, and it's pretty simple and I quite like it. As you can see, we have a glass wall over here which gives you a nice view of our fountain on the outside, or a waterfall, and you can actually turn this off by using this button on the wall. So you can go ahead and just hit that and it turns it off. There we go, that's definitely pretty neat. So you can have it on or off if you like, as well as we do have areas to sit, as well as eat dinner, and a kitchen over here. with our, furnaces to cook, as well as our cauldron as our sinks, and places to store our items, as well as lovely cake and just other decorations in the house itself. Now in the back, we obviously have this door that I showed you guys a little bit earlier, as well as another door on the side right over here. And we do have ourselves a pet sheep as well as a pet chicken. Alright, so there we go. Let's go ahead and just get rid of that egg. And now take a look at another bit of redstone here on the first floor. You can go ahead and see that this block right over here at the bottom is a different color from the other ones. You just step on that and hit the button, and it's going to basically drop you down to the bottom of the map. You'll bounce on the slime block, which will kind of keep you from taking any fall damage. And then you'll arrive in this epic area, which is going to take you to a bunch of other redstone places. Alright, so to the right, we have our storage system. If you guys are familiar with the builder of this map, you guys will know that he puts this into basically all the maps, and this is actually a really awesome system. So what you do here is basically grab yourselves any types of items that's on this wall, say for instance any of the materials like diamond, and then place it into our input chest, and once you put it in there, it's automatically going to be sorted into a gigantic like refrigerator slash storage area. So that's the way I think about it, and basically once you have that, you can go ahead and flick any one of the levers that you want, and basically let's go ahead and flick the emeralds, and also maybe flick the flint, and then once you have that, guys, you can go ahead and hit the output, and then the flint and the what's the other one that we chose? The flint and the emeralds will be outputted into this chest right over here. As you can see, we had some redstone in there before, but basically it's going to give us a full stack of flint and emeralds, and it'll take turns doing that, but basically that's how it works, and any item that you put in here will give you that back. So it's basically a nice neat storage system that you don't ever have to see. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and walk across the hallway. Over here we have our armor fitting station, which fits you with a bunch of colorful armor, and we have basically every color to choose from, or 8 to be exact, and we could go ahead and choose the color by using these arrows, which is one of the best features I think. Over here we have the blue hat, we have a green shirt, as well as maybe a purple legging, and finally we'll get ourselves a red shoe. Alright, so once we have that, we easily just back up right over here and actually hit the button first, and now you can see that it will place all of that armor onto my body, and yeah, so let's go ahead and just wait for that, and there we go. Now we have the blue hat, the green shirt, the purple leggings, and the red shoes. Alright, so the next area we're going to be taking a look at is the enchantment area, as well as the brewing station. And what I love about this map creator is that he does not put any signs across the map, he just puts the item frames, and I think that's a clear indication of what to expect without making the map too messy. Alright, so let's walk in over here. As you can see, we have our enchantment area button right over there. We click on it, it's going to open up that area in the floor, and now we have our enchantment table. As you can see, it is seamless and flush with the floor. Then we could go ahead and just place our sword into our enchantment table, get anywhere from 5 to 30 levels, or all the way down to 7 if you like it as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and enchant that. There we go. Now we have sharpness 4 with 11 attack damage on the freaking iron sword. Let's go ahead and close that, and now check out our brewing station. Alright, so the stuff over here on this side does not work, but the brewing station does work. And basically the redstone additions, as well as the gunpowder and the glowstone, obviously like I mentioned, does not work, but it will be updated in the future. Just go ahead and keep a lookout on the forums for that. But basically, if you want a potion, say with swiftness, you just go ahead and hit this button with the sugar over here, and then we'll pop it into our brewing stand and then eject it out the end over here. So I already had some making in there, so as you can see, now we have potions of swiftness for 3 minutes. Alright, so there we go. That is the enchantment area as well as the brewing station. Let's go ahead and head back to the top of our building and see what else it has to offer. Alright, so there we go. It's kind of bouncing us all the way up to the top, and now we're back up to the first floor of our house. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and check out the second floor. Over here we have another button which is going to allow us to toggle that waterfall from the bottom, and that's just another feature that you would like to have. Over here we have a bedroom, as well as our chicken is coming up here to join us, and then we have a place out here which is going to take us to a balcony, a nice place for our sitting arrangements, as well as we do have some lovely decorations and a nice view of the surrounding property. So I mean, this place will be really awesome for surviving a zombie apocalypse, because I don't think anything could get through this, to be honest. Even these chickens, if they want to escape, they can't really do that. Alright, so that is our bedroom and our balcony. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other side. Over here we have another rooftop area, and this is going to be a simple little farm, and what it's going to do is rapidly bone meal our items. So what we do here is basically flick this lever, and then right click over here, and then it's going to basically just bone meal everything. And then you'll need to replace the bone meal in here, of course, by getting skeleton bones and whatnot. Alright, so there we go. That is basically that feature. And over here, you're supposed to cover up this bit of redstone using some slabs. So yeah, definitely do that when you download the map itself. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the property. And the property itself over here has a nice little secret vault, and this is like one of the best features. Yet again, it's about security, so this one is definitely high tech. Alright, so we click on that button, we go down to a secret floor in the basement. It's basically just a huge elevator, and then once we get down there, we'll see a vault and a security system. Alright, so here we are in the security vault. We have these beacons over here, which is telling you that it is dangerous to cross this path, and I do want to tell you and warn you, take the beacon's advice. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that the beacon does not turn on unless you activate the elevator, so you don't have this thing always on over here. So that's definitely pretty interesting, and it's quite a nice feature. So that's basically why there's this thing underground, to basically have our beacon working. Alright, so let's go back down here and see how we can access this area. So basically what we need to do is grab ourselves the key from the beginning of the map and then pop it into this dispenser, then hit the button and it should turn off. Now if it doesn't turn off, for me it really doesn't do that. So what I do is I grab the key from the dispenser, break this block, and place it directly into the hopper, and I just go ahead and just fill it out with 64 keys, and then I try to make it work somehow. But yeah, hopefully in the future these updates will be made and you don't have to worry about them in the future. So let's go ahead and just fill them out, and nothing is working so far, so let's go ahead and just take them all out. There we go. This light should turn off, and now this thing should open up. Alright, so there we go. That's basically how you do that. You go ahead and walk forward, then you go and access these iron frames and point them all towards the block in the middle. It should light up and open up this area right over here, and then you point yet again these kind of redstone torches towards our chest, and then it lights up yet again, and now we have ourselves our diamond armor with our diamond sword or any type of item that you want in this chest back over here. So as you can see, it's kind of hidden. Even if someone breaks in here and you don't know the combination, you can still definitely use this. And if you want, you could also replace the items in the item frame so it's not torches, and you can also change the configuration and mess around with it so no one really knows. So yeah, that's definitely a huge amount of security. I think it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 places to have security in this building. You can go ahead and just randomize all of this. There we go, and now that area closes, as well as you do have a nasty surprise for anyone who tries to break in. Alright, so the final bit of redstone is this insane awesome security system, and what we do here is basically pop in our keys. There we go. It should light up and turn on our beacons again. Alright, so there we go, guys. I activated it manually, and what happens is that you are barraged with a bunch of arrows as you cross this path when the beacon is lit, and also you're trapped in here, so you have nowhere to go, and it's definitely 100% going to kill you, and it would not stop until you die. So yeah, that is definitely pretty insane. Oh my gosh, this has a ton of arrows in it. I really don't even know how to turn this off. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at a final area in our compound, and then we'll end out the video. Alright guys, so over here we have a small type of zoo, I would say, and there's really nothing in here, but I think the animal in here despawned, so let's go ahead and just grab a pig, or possibly a creeper or something like that, and take our creeper as well as our glass, place it back down, there we go, and also change it to easy mode. And we could easily place a creeper down there and then place it within glass. So check it out, guys. Now we have a pet creeper that's not going to blow up when you get close to him. Alright guys, so that's basically the map for today yet again. I definitely highly recommend you go check out the map creator, as well as don't forget to take 1 second to smack the like button for this epic video. And if you guys want to download it, it will be in the description box down below. This is Twiistz, and I'll see you later.